just getting my foot steady, like what you can say, yes. And there are a couple of things I have to again prove myself that I can do at the age of 50, as you mentioned. But never too late for anything. That is a spirit which makes me keep going. In the 90s, most of us, when we got married, we were like only given like bhabhi ka role, sister-in-law, or a mother-in-law, or a friend, or something like that. There were no a strong kind of characters for female like how OTTs are now. Now, it is not the characters, it is the content is the story. 90s, I am known face, but as a generation has changed, as a younger generation is more into our industry, people take some time to remember me. So that hurts. इतना कमाया उस टाइम में तो क्यों खोया?
It is time for another episode of Table Talk. Today on the show, our guest was a star at the age of 22. By that time, she had already done 30 films in 4 different languages. A year later, she left everything and got married. But there was no happily ever after. Her husband passed away at the age of 40 due to a heart attack. Shanthi Priya is now trying to make her way back again. How difficult is it for a woman in her 50s to rediscover her career? Well, joining me today is actor Shanthi Priya.
Fascinating graph, as I was saying, you started early, but you keep evolving around as you go, but it's been one hell of a journey, hasn't it, for you?
Yes, a big journey. Yeah, started from the age of 18, 19, and then did a couple of movies and got married, and after that, so and so, the family, in-laws, everything, and then again, single parent, lot of responsibilities at that young age. And then did a couple of things, even in spite of doing movies, then got into Mrs. Gladrags, which nobody knows about it.
Wow.
So
Nice.
Joined Mrs. Gladrags to re-innovate myself, and won till top 10, and then again did a couple of serials, movies, and now I'm back again.
And I want to talk about reinventing yourself, in your 50s. I'm 50 as well. So, it's not easy. Things change, right? I mean, you may not change, but so much changes around you. How tough has it been?
It was quite tough. It is still tough for me to reinvent myself. I have reinvented myself, but again getting back into my work little by little. I just received Dadasaheb Phalke Film Foundation
Congratulations.
Award. Thank you for that. Just getting my foot steady, like what you can say, yes. And there are a couple of things I have to again prove myself that I can do at the age of 50, as you mentioned. But never too late for anything. That is a spirit which makes me keep going. And I'm just following, and I believe in myself. Because I always believed in a circle of life that has 3 people, 3 things in my life. One is family, friends, and my team, which is a strong team I have right now who believed in me and who has actually given me at this age when I wanted to come back, that is Z Studios, MX Player, Kunal Shah, the casting director who took me for Dharavi Band, and my director Samit Kapoor. So they all believed in me that yes, she can do it and come back again, why not? And last but not the least, myself, who I believed in myself, and that is what I am. Yes, reinvented myself again. It's a quite long journey. From 2008 I started, but unfortunately we had 2 years of lockdown. But then again, things had to settle down, and especially our industry took a last one to come back to this thing again after the lockdown. So yes, and now I have got the opportunity to do in Dharavi Band, and then couple of events I have performed with Mr. Sandeep Sapakar. And then, yes, now I'm doing one beautiful movie, Kamal movie, which is going to release again this year or next year.
2 things that have changed since, you were in this profession earlier to now. One is the fact that there were no OTT platforms then. So, that's that. And secondly, when you were in those films, there was a very clear demarcation between South Indian films and Bollywood. That line seems to have blurred as well, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But fortunately, when in the 90s when I did the movies, and there is also a difference of Bollywood, Hollywood. This was one thing, and television artists and movie artists. That also there was a differentiate, and that also in the 90s. But fortunately, I never faced that because when I did my movies in down south, and that is how I have got an opportunity for my television Vishwamitra, where I played Shakuntala by K. Dasari Narayan Rao. And so I did even the movies. After the movies, I did the television. They accepted me. And after the television, where I got an opportunity to do the Bollywood, but I don't like calling it Bollywood because I truly believe in Indian film industry, industry, institute. This is what I truly believe in that. So then from television, I came again to Hindi film industry, where I have got an opportunity to work. We both were introduced together, and Rajsipi was the director. So I was even a television, I was a movie artist. I think that was really fortunate enough. I was accepted in all the field like television and film industry, and then movies. And then now when the OTT has come, I'm like again back. So I have all in my kitty, right? So I have fulfilled my whole kitty. I'm fulfilling my whole kitty. And never anybody has pointed out that, oh, she has done television, so now how come we can take her in the movies? Or she's movie star or television, why in the OTT? But I have been given that opportunities where I have able to take. Now with the OTT, I'm doing a Tamil television, Tamil theatrical movie also. So, and Sarojini is a pan-India also. So I'm doing a biopic on Sarojini. So I have Sarojini Naidu, where I'm doing a biopic, a theatrical release pan-India, and a proper theatrical Tamil movie also. So I am like one artist who I can tell proudly that I am welcomed everywhere with open arms. You know, like it might be television, it might be movies, it might be OTT. So I consider myself very lucky, and my comeback is also very beautiful. And I think all the 90s are really rocking now in this generation. You know, if you see, all the 90s have come back again. Yeah, I'm so happy.
And the OTT platform has given, you know, a different kind of an opening to women, hasn't it?
Absolutely, because see, in the 90s, most of us, when we got married, we were like only given like bhabhi ka role, sister-in-law, or a mother-in-law, or a friend, or something like that. There were no a strong kind of characters for female like how OTTs are now. Like the content is beautiful contents they have come out. So all the 90s are getting back, and we are like, oh, we can again prove ourselves. It's not only the main leads, even now it is not the characters, it is the content is the story. Main hero is the content of the story. That is the thing. We all are only circling around the story. You know, we are totally going around the story right now. So we all are having beautiful opportunity to just go with the flow, and I'm actually, I tell you, I'm very happy that I've taken the right decision at the right time with the OTT is opening up, you know, has opened and given us a lot of opportunities to again get back into our acting. You know, that's really, we are blessed.
Is there any role, you know, that you would have liked to do on the OTT platform, through any of the dramas that have come out recently?
Oh, there are a lot. There are a lot of dramas which I really like. Telecrime, one of the things, Shefali Shah's. Yes, and even Madhuri Ji is the Netflix one, beautiful one. And even Karan Johar, which he's done 4 stories in one movie, Love Lust or something like that. There are a lot of stories, you know, and that. So I don't want to fix to one category like only she's a female or I like to explore what I have lost on it, what I have left on it. So I like to come back again and explore a lot of things, you know, like yeah, there are a lot of like crime, justice. There are a lot of even Asur, the movie, the OTT MX, then Talaibi. There are a lot of in other OTTs also. Vast OTTs have come out now. And yes, I don't mind even, it's not only serials, I don't mind even doing Big Boss on OTT or the things. Like it's like that kind of a challenge
So
for us, you know.
we may see you in Big Boss someday.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Why not? Why not?
Inshallah. Why not?
Why
Never
not?
say no to anything, you know. Yeah, so yes.
So, your story is so fascinating. And I'm going to go back, Shanti, to the beginning, as they say. You were so young when you tasted success. Why did you give it up? And what was success like at 22, what did it feel like?
It was beautiful. It was just beautiful. When I look back now, I even still don't have answer for it. It's like, why did you give it back? Why did you give? Why did you continue? Nobody has stopped me. No, my husband stopped me. My mother stopped me. My mother-in-law stopped me. No family has stopped me. It was my decision which I have taken that time. But then it was not an impulse also. But then I actually never knew why did I give it. But I just gave it like what I was thinking at that time. I was young. I was madly in love with my husband. And then whatever I wanted to give 100% or 1,000%. So I felt like, okay, I have done my movies. I have not proved, but I had a success thing. And so then now let me give my family life that success. It's for me, everything is like, yes, I have to do perfect. Everything is that OCD kind of a thing which you say. Yeah, that kind of a thing I have in me. Everything has to be proper, and nobody should point a finger. Yeah, she has a good, yeah, she's a good wife. She's a good daughter-in-law. Like, yes, my mom always says, you're a beautiful daughter. So I wanted to do that, that I wanted to taste that success in me. I think that overcame my career thing also. So then, yes, it's never too late. I'm back again. But actually, I wanted to tell is I never left, I was always in, out, in, out, in, out. But then there is always a word which is called come back. So, but where I have gone, I have never gone. I'm just from my shooting Andheri, or I'm just hardly 1.5 hour different. That's all from my living. I live in Bombay, and my shooting area is hardly, the studios are a 1.5 hour. Film City is just 1.5 hour distance from my home to the Film City. So I've never gone anywhere to come back again. I'm always here.
What your day was like when you were so young, shooting, and you've done a movie with Akshay Kumar as well, and all the various other movies, 4 different languages. It's phenomenal, actually.
Akshay is a very sweetheart, very sweetheart. He was very good. It was his first movie, and then after that we have done 2 movies. That was one, and Ekapeka is the second one. For Ekapeka one, for Akshay, whom I saw for Sogan, and for the 3rd or 4th movie when I did Ekapeka, there was a change in him. Like progressing in his work, his expression, his dance, his of course punctuality and discipline was always there, and even is still there right now also. But otherwise, his work-wise, he's changed a lot for the 4th or 5th movie itself. And now what I see is he's massively changed. Hats off to him. And yes, it was beautiful journey I had with Akshay Kumar. Yes, whom we call Aki. Yeah.
The unfortunate passing away of your husband, I mean, he was really young. You were young. You had 2 young children. That phase must have, taken something to come out of.
Yes. That took a toll on me, and I was into a totally, I don't want to tell depression, but kind of a shell. I went off into a shell, but I don't know whether that's called depression. But yes, it took a toll on me. 2 kids who were just 10 years and 4.5, and being in a place, we are married in 92, and I lost him in 2004. I got adjusted to Bombay, and the boys were 10 and 4.5. Yeah, we were somewhat like understanding with the boys and everything, and suddenly to take the whole thing individually, it was like, okay, now there's nobody, like partner is always, we understand each other, we give and take, and there's always somebody want to have one's other shoulder and stand by that. And when that one shoulder is also gone, and you stand like a pillar, and everything is around you, and you don't know where to start from, that really should be like, okay, I have to look into financial, I have to take care of the boys' education, give them right decision, because the boys, yeah, I have an elder brother, then my sister. We have 3 siblings. For me, getting a boy, because I'm having a boy and bringing them on like proper boys, discipline wise or whatever. There are ways of for girl bringing a girl and a boy bringing a boy up. So. And I'm not with my in-laws, nor with my family. I used to stay separate. It was quite tough for me. Like I'm trying to figure out how did I come out from that. So it is a tough journey for me. It took a toll on me. But then when I went off into the shell and one fine day, my mom shook me. Do you know what are you doing? I said, no mom, like what? I'm not doing anything. I know I'm not doing anything. I'm just blank. There's nothing in front of me. I'm just blank. I know there are 2 boys and I don't know from where to start. So my mom said, don't you think even I'm a single parent? I said, yes. But and you have education, you have your career which you have done. And I had nothing. I never had education. And I was a single parent who had brought up y'all. So what is so difficult? What is making you go blank like that? And then I said, I don't know from where to start. She just said, look at your boys. Look at their face. So I just looked at them. And they were so tender and that innocent face is like, they were looking like we lost a father. And the mother is like in her own zone. So what is our mistake? That is what I was able to read in them. So they are losing out on the tender age, like if I take another 4-5 years, so my elder one will be 13 and 14 and my younger one will be some 8 and 9. So the tender childhood, they will miss it on. So I said, no, they don't deserve it. So I think again it became for me like another situation for me, like a challenging thing. I said, no, I can't do this. I should do it for my boys. No fault of them. So it's not done. What I'm doing is injustice for them. So that was my answer for that blank picture. So I just came back, looked at them. I just hugged them, spoke to them. I just apologized them, whatever little bit they understood. I said, I'm sorry, I took a couple of months or years, whatever that is. So whatever it is, I will put my rules and I will be your father and mother. So when I'm very lovey, that's your mom. So when I'm strict, that's your dad. So you'll need to understand. So they're like, okay. So then that's how we sailed the whole journey, and now my elder one is 27 and my younger one is 24. The younger one is a screenwriter and he's done a couple of shows. Yeah, a couple of shows, and he writes for Vikas Bear. And my elder one is totally into music. He's an independent artist on the name of Ray Dot. We sit and chat and we ask each other, what has happened to you? What has happened to you? So yes, we discuss a couple of things and we go out for movies. So he says, Mom, let's go for a movie. And my elder one says, okay, why don't we sit and watch? It's going to come on OTT. Then he's like, do you know we are from the film industry? We have to buy ticket and go to the theater and watch. So this is not right. I say, okay, done. We'll go. Just go and do it.
There's one thing that stood out for me. I think after your husband's death, you didn't go back home. You stayed back in Mumbai, didn't you?
There is a small secret behind that. It is not, my marriage was not against my parents, but yes, they wanted to take, they want me to take some time before I get married, because my career was just like blossoming, right? Like a newcomer. I just 6-7 movies with Mithun Chakravarti, the Dada. I did 3 movies, Akshay, and it was like literally with the 90s. I was just coming up. Okay, Shanthi Priya. It was like that. Who's come from down south, and she's doing a couple of movies. And my Fool Arangar was super duper hit. The song was the 90s super hit song, Chori Chori. So it was like boom. And when I took a decision of getting married, so my mom was not so happy. So my mom said, why don't you take time, understand each other, give a couple of years and then get married. She was right on her path. But then, pyar hai. So I never accepted that. So like it was a small runaway marriage. So I was here in Bombay and I took a chance that my mom was not there, and then his parents were here. And then we said, okay, they are asking us to wait. So should we wait or we should go ahead with the marriage? So then both of us decided we should go ahead with the marriage and just got married. And yes, and that's why I am in Bombay. And yes, after Sushant's or Siddharth's death, my parents want me to come back to Bombay. But then that one वो जिद्दीपना जो बोलते हैं हम नहीं, I went against you and got married. And if I come back again to Chennai, it is like I'm a loser kind of a thing, you know. So I don't want to face that. I can still do it from being here in Bombay. So that is one thing. And yes, and after I lost my husband, we had Mrs. V. Shantaram staying with me, who was almost 94 years. So I was taking care of her. So the trust of his was like, I don't know what made me, when we always used to talk as a couple, he always used to say, kabhi bhi kuch bhi ho jayega mujhe मालूम hai you will take care of grandmother. I said, why do you say that? No, I know what kind of a wife you are, what kind of a daughter and daughter-in-law you are. I know you're very, very family person. I know you will not leave my grandmother like that. And that's, for me, is something I'm very attached and very emotional person. So that always reminded me. And I said, no, he had so much faith and trust in me. So I should not leave her. So I stayed back. That's also one of the reasons I stayed back in Bombay. After his loss, I lost him.
So, in this journey, professional and personal, is there anything that, given us, like they say, hypothetically speaking, would you have done it differently?
Yes, two things. One, I would have still waited. I would have taken my mom's advice properly, listened to her, and I would have not got married so early. And second thing, even if I would have got married, I would have continued my work. So I would have still thought that as nobody has stopped me for not working, so everybody gave me the free hand of working, so I would have still continued that. So yes, and by doing that both, I think the confidence which I built right now, that time I think I never had that. Will I be able to do after marriage? Will I able to handle my husband, my family house? I think that the confidence I think I never had that time, which I have right now, where I can do multitasking right now. If you tell me after this I have to fly US, I can just pack my bags and fly for a show also. So that confident level I built that time. I was very tender, yeah. I just got married at the age of 22, 23. I was totally under my mom's thing, protecting, and my brother and my mom, like shooting gaya, ghar pe aa gaya. So I have not seen the outside world kind of a thing. So I think that shook me. After marriage, that also runaway marriage, will I be able to manage my husband, my family, then bacha? If I go for my work, who will be there in the house? Who will take care of my kids? I think I overthink sometimes, and emotional and everything. So I think I would like to change that right now.
Super. You had so much success, and that it becomes a habit sometimes, doesn't it? So when you leave it so abruptly, did you feel bad at some point that you'd left it?
Then no. Now yes. Now when I want to come back, and it's one kind of a struggle I'm doing right now. Like in the 90s, I am known face, but as a generation has changed, as a younger generation is more into our industry, people take some time to remember me. So that hurts me. That hurts me, like no fault of them. It's obvious. As the time change, we keep changing, people keep changing in our industry. So that hurts me, like इतना कमाया उस टाइम में, तू क्यों खोया? थोड़ा सा रुक जाती थी, कर लेती थी, so वो दुख हो जाता है. That hurts me, like why you did that, but never too late. Then again I am like, never too late, it's okay. They all again will remember, and I think it is a good opportunity now. OTT has come. I think I can prove myself in a better way as an actress and as a human being. I think whatever happened, it must have happened for the better thing.
For all the other women out there, who've been through misfortune, or who are single parents, or who are looking to get back into a career after a long break, what would you tell them?
Don't leave hopes and believe in yourself. It's never too late for anything.
Age is just a number.
Age is just a number.
Right.
You can put it with also, like if I'm 52, I can say I'm 25. So yes, it's only here. How you want to take it. Yes.
So what Wonderful to speak with you, Shanti. Really
Thank
wonderful.
you very much. Thank you
And,
very
you
much
know,
for having